So when I talk about your viral voice, I'm talking about a voice that shifts the collective. Now, it's okay if that's not your intent. Like, you're not necessarily here to serve or, you know, uh, have a TED talk or have a business based on actually helping people with your story, message, and change. So it's okay if you're just like, I just want to tell my story because it happened and I want to tell it. That's fine too. But I like to you know, know one or the other. So, so there's two of you. I'd like to get some clarification just to get a sense. Okay. So, first, if you're number one or number two, if you're number one, you have had this story or message for years. You do want it to be a business where you actually are helping people with whatever this change or transformation is that you know that your story or message can support. You know that you will be attacked and demonized. You know that your voice has been stripped and you've been scared and you're ready to get over that fear. And this is a priority to you. And maybe you work in corporate, maybe you don't. Um, but you're ready to take yourself serious, your message serious, who you are serious, your limited time on earth serious, and organize, like sit down with a pro, get clear about what is the message exactly, like what are the golden nuggets that you know to be that have been effective for you that you imagine will be effective for other people. What's the meat and potatoes? What do you want to articulate in the message? Getting clear on even being cool with your voice, like listening to yourself talk and getting over any cringe you may have around your own voice, looking at yourself on camera, just really getting comfortable with these facets and then commanding the camera through all this practice, through all this refinement. That's number one. If you're number one, I want you to put number one. Here's number two. Number two is you have a message, you have a story, yes, but you don't necessarily want to start a business with that. You don't necessarily want to actually work with people and like clients and make money. You don't want to do that part. You do feel like some people could have a problem with it, right? But it's a story you want to tell. Maybe you want to write a book for cathartic purposes, and you don't necessarily. I mean, like, of course, you want people to buy the book, but that's not the motive for you writing the book. Your motive for writing the book is you just want to get it out. Okay, you just want to share it. You just want to, sing your song, and that's fine too. I want to know who's number one and who's number two. And if you're neither, you can just remain quiet. Who's number one and who's number two? Beautiful. So I'd like to do something very different today. I'm just in the mood. This is the beauty of going live. I'd love for everyone here who's a one. It's quite a few of you here to be silent. What's the rest of y'all doing here? So for those of you who are not a one or a two, what has you here today? If you're not a one or a two, what has you here today? I'd love to hear. Okay. For profile photo, please remain quiet. Okay, beautiful. So here's what I like for those of you who are number ones. We're going to do a little assignment, and you can participate to whatever degree you want. But it could be very like it could get the it gets we could start getting things going here today, and I'm very interested to see what could happen here. So we're going out on a limb, a gorgeous risk-taking limb together. So this is what I like for you to do. I like for you to just come to mind right now with what is the message? Like if I just said, just drop it to me in 10 words or 20 words or less. What is the message? What is the story? What is the song? Okay, that you plan to put inside of a business or is already in your business, right? You plan to bring to a TED Talk stage. You plan to bring to a podcast. You plan to bring to corporate stages and start shaking up corporate stages. You plan to go on a speaking tour around the world. What is the message, simply put, that you are looking to deliver to your audience? Truly, Put that in the chat box here. What is the message? If you don't have a profile photo, please remain quiet. This is social media. Would you come to my house with a bag over your head? No profile photo is like a bag over your head. Somebody said, age, who's that? Boniva, age doesn't matter in delivering your artistry. Is that the most gorgeous thing? Gorgeous. The number of people who feel like they're too old, that would be a perfect message, Vanessa. You know how many people feel like they're either too old or too young? The number of young people who feel like they're too young for something. I'm not explaining it again. Metaphysical solutions for Black American problems. Come on, Falayan. This delights me so much. Falayan, I'm going to say more about this during our time here. Not right now, but I am going to say it because it just falls in line with where I live. To this, in my mind, my whole being. And I'm considered delusional and idealist because I exist. I'm so steady in what is true. And the world is saying, bitch, we going to hell, bitch. This shit is burning down. You talking about love? You talking about power? You talking about connection? You talking about truth? You talk about restoring what is right? Girl, please, we in Armageddon. Girl, Black people done for. Done, girl. They nigga asses is done, girl. What? Raw power? Girl, these niggas is crazy. Girl, these niggas is killing Black women left and right. They weak in the head. They conquered. Leave these niggas alone, bitch. Forward movement. Let's go. Let 4B. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Y'all see them all over, right? So when you stand, that's the thing. That's why I say the few. The few. So when you say metaphysical solutions for Black American problems and issues, I can see the whole army of folks. The whole army of folks giving you, giving you the devil eye and then calling you the devil. Yeah, you see the devil, bitch, because it's coming out of your motherfucking eye. Girl, don't get me started. Please. Yeah, of course. Of course that's what you see, because it's coming out of your eye. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all better know who you are. Listen. You can even when you think you can't. Come on. Even when you think you can't. What's the story behind that, Your Majesty? There has to be a story behind that because that sounds super generic. You can. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're always right. We've heard that, right? It sounds so like back of the cereal box. What's the story behind that you can stand on in front of a TED Talk audience? What's the story behind that you can stand on when motherfuckers is in your face? What's the story behind it? Your viral voice is the voice you can stand on. This is where we're going. You can even when you think you can't. Bitch, shut up. Okay. Ah. How many of y'all ready to put up a piece of content or do a TED talk that goes viral or put up a TikTok series that people buy or, get serious on your YouTube channel and your podcast and somebody forwards you a video of somebody doing a video about your podcast talking about you're possessed by the devil. I mean, your voice that solid? Huh? Somebody create a video responding to your video, or how about 10 people create videos responding to your video telling you you off the mark, you're delusional. You This is the kind of viral voice I'm talking about that I'm going to help you with for those of you who are going to work with me with what I'm going to offer you here later today. This is not some old, you know, this like TikTok cute shit. I'm empowered. Thank you for sharing the live, Global Coach. That women have to pour into themselves. The world depends on it. Serve me. What audience do you imagine you'd be speaking to? What's the audience? Just women, teenage girls, baby boomers, women who are just got out of domestic violence marriages? Who's your audience that you want to go viral to? That you want millions of people to see it? Uh Bonita said, I do not believe and can't stand those negative narratives. Yep, okay. Said consciousness is expanding. That's why they're trying to crucify Terrence Howard. Yep, that's true. You needed this. Hey P, I want to speak to women who were trafficked from a young age. I was in my 20s and had to get away. Yeah, sounds like if that's been your experience and you got out, you most definitely have a story to tell. Are you ready to tell it? Are you burning to tell it? When two or more are gathered, I shall be in the midst. That's right. Two or more of the right ones. Who here is burning to tell their story? Burning. Burning. Hmm. You need a profile photo if you'd like to interact here. They've been crucifying healers for centuries. It's nothing new. Foster care is an audience of women who have been abused and left with no guidance and trafficked. Yep. Who do you imagine has that audience? Are you going to create that audience yourself, or do you imagine somebody else already has that audience and you can speak on their stages? Just to get your mind going. Somebody, okay, said, I believe my audience is married, single moms who are seeking expansion. That's a large demographic of women. It's a large demographic of women. Breaking narcissistic illusions. Ah, all right. So, first of all, I have opened up my calendar to work privately with 3 to 5 women. It just really depends on what kind of package we're inside of. 3 to 5 women privately. Okay, so this is for those of you who truly you don't like group coaching and mentorship, um, and maybe you don't necessarily don't like it, but you just really because of the sensitivity and the nature of the story you want to tell and how personal it is to you. You just want private. So, 3 to 5 women I'm going to be working privately with. And um, what we're doing is I want to go into your voice and how shadow gold connects with you bringing out your viral voice, okay, and saying what needs to be said. Again, particularly if you deal with the fear of being demonized, attacked, canceled, or even just having a lot of naysayers, which if you're truly bringing forth a message that's transformation, you're going to have naysayers. Even if it's not super hostile and aggressive, you're going to have naysayers. Okay. And what is it going to take for you to bring the true thing you want to say, where you don't water it down at all, where you don't try to make yourself something, you don't try to make it more digestible, and that you really are able to stand on a stage, whether it's a physical stage in front of people in the physical, or you're virtual like this, on camera, on a podcast, on somebody else's, platform, and that you can go from start to finish with your story. And I'll call it my arc. That's the system that I'll be teaching you fundamentally. It's an arc with the before and after. Who you were before the event, and then the event, the peak, all the problem, everything that you did to change, to heal, to get out, to transform, and then after. What is it after? And then us gleaning all the gold from here, looking at what is the impact you're looking to have, what's your value system, who you are, and then packaging that all, and then you practicing actually speaking it on camera. Okay. And doing that successfully without watering yourself down, putting content and deleting it because you get too many negative responses, avoiding, or even having an energetic frequency that's saying no to opportunities, no to being invited anywhere, erecting false limitation. Like somebody was like, I just need a mic. You can go on, I could go on Amazon right now and have a mic ordered and on its way in 5 minutes. So I will beat these artificial challenges up because right here we're just like, we're just locked up. So how do you go from being scared, terrified, waiting, watering yourself down, wasting time? It's amazing how comfortable we are with wasting our lives. But we're gonna die and it's over. So you stop wasting time. Like, how do you do that? This is what I want you. First of all, so many. This is what I want you to do. I want y'all to write this down. So this is an assignment you can take away here today. This is gonna help you. I mentioned my arc. Okay. You want to write down who you were before somebody here said that they got trafficked. Who were you before being trafficked? Who were you before being abused? Who were you before you learned about metaphysics? Who were you before you were sexually molested or raped? Who were you before? Who were you? Write it down. Who were you before? Write it down. I was perceptive. I was jovial. I was looking forward to life. I was confident. I was playful. I was. Da, 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 da. And then who were you after? I was scared of life. I didn't know who I was. I lost my voice. I played small. I. Da, 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 da. Now, this is something I would normally do. What I'm doing with you all right now is what I would normally do behind either a paid wall or inside of something you have to register. Why? Because when I show up and give valuable stuff like this, because people haven't paid, they just sit and watch and they don't do anything. But it's okay. I'm in the mood to do this. Okay. So what I just told you that so you can get that this is highly valuable. And if you are sincere about going viral, start here. Okay. This isn't necessarily coaching, but if you see it that way, hey, run with it. You know what I'm saying? So write that down. Who you were before, who you were after. Okay. Now, that's one arc. Now we're going to go another arc. Now, who you were after, you already wrote it down. Then You did something to get yourself to the place where you are now. You did something to get yourself to. So if you had your heart broken, right? You were, let's say you were married, right? And it started off, it was, you were happy to be married. You were da, 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 da. And then the abuse happened, and then you lost your voice, lost your courage, you were small. This is who you were, right? Then you did something. Here's the next arc. You did something to get yourself open-hearted, healed, loving again, remarrying, etc., etc. Okay, so that's the next arc. You want to write that down. Who are you after whatever it is that you did? Now, the second arc represents the transformation, the work, what you're going to be teaching, where the gold exists inside of your story. Okay. Now, my experience doing this, when I first started doing this around healing sexual trauma, it was this, everything that I had done in the arc to get myself healed was very non-conventional. So it fell inside of metaphysics, like um, Falayan said here. It was very unorthodox. It was not, typically when they tell you to heal sexual trauma, they say, well, go see a therapist, all the things. And I did all the things, and they didn't work for me. So I went on my own path to free myself. And it was very unorthodox. It was very, what some might call dangerous, just shit that people, it's like, what? No, right? But it got me free. It worked for me. And this is not something I ever thought to teach people. I did it for me. When I did it at the time, I was not thinking about coaching people around healing sexual trauma at all. It was only about me getting free of my, because I could feel how tense and scared I was around males. There's a way that for me, and I know this is very common for a lot of women who are unresolved with sexual trauma or even just abuse that we hold in our bodies. A man can come and just have so much authority because it's like we're not present in our bodies. We're not there. You know what I mean? So we submit to their wills very easily because we're so frozen deep inside, but they don't know that. They don't know that. And so I knew that about myself. I saw that in myself, and I was like, I got to get out of this. And all the stuff I have been doing that people say is supposed to help, like therapy, well, I've been doing that, and that's not working for me. Okay. So hold on. So I'm gonna park this and connect it. So first, the arc, right? What did you do in that second arc? What I did was I started having sex with men just to break all the ideas I had around what a man should be. I started to respond to primal urges when normally I would run from them and feel shame and hide and try to hurry up and get away. I would risk saying things to men that I knew would like, what's going to happen when I say this? I will put myself in sexually dangerous scenarios just to break the fear I had around being in something that I should not be afraid of, as far as I'm concerned. These are all the things, and I just started doing alchemy too. I started doing writing. That was, girl, risky writing is what I call it. Okay, alchemical writing. And I started fooling in the unconscious. Now, all of this I did over time. It's not like I just did all this in a year and voila. All of this I did over time, but this represents the arc that got you to where you are now, which represents my arc, which got me to healed and empowered. Now, it's not everything, but it's a lot of it. Okay. So the reason why I say that and how this matters with your viral voice and why Shadow Gold and us working together matters is because every woman who I just give this to, like what I just gave to you, and she really has a message to bring. And that's why earlier I said, if you're one, are you one or are you two? Because if you're two, just take this and go do it. And, however that works out for you, great. What I find with women who plan to be public facing, TED Talks, YouTube channel. They want to go viral. They want to serve millions. They want to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Being public facing on camera, on podcasts, regularly, the face, the authority, commanding attention, millions of eyeballs, commanding money. What I find with women who want to do that, which is what number one is, they need deep physiological work. And this is where shadow gold comes in, because we start to deal with your primal being from a pussy perspective. This is why I say if you number two, you can take what I just gave you and go run with it and just see what sort of evolves from that organically. Who you were before the trauma or problem or abuse, who you were after, then look at who you were after, what you did to get yourself healed, whatever's in that arc, extract the gold, tell the story, get on TikTok and talk about it. Go somewhere, write about it, write a book, write a cathartic book where you heal and cry and wow. And then maybe some people will buy it, blah, 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 but you have a cathartic experience and that was all you really wanted. That's number two. If you plan to be public facing, if you plan to be public facing, put public facing in the comments. You plan to command millions of eyeballs. You plan to command hundreds of thousands of dollars. You plan to command speaking opportunities on other people's pages. And if you're already public facing, put already. If you're already public facing, put already. If you're already public facing, put already. All right. Thank you for the hearts, Black woman. All right, we got a lot of public facing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We got a few already public facings. All right, very good. Thank you for the hearts, Tracy. Y'all know people give me those and they just sit. I don't even, but thank you. I like seeing them on my screen. So let's get into, let me finish the thought. Why I mentioned the whole fear of being canceled, attacked, demonized, and why the physiological part matters, which is why shadow gold matters. Shadow gold very much matters for those of us who plan to be public facing because of the physiological. When you are extracting the gold from your second arc, meaning like what you did to get to the other side, and it sits in the realm of taboo, of the unconscious mind, of the occult. The unconscious mind is littered with the occult. Okay, it's in the realm of any kind of metaphysical power, magic, taboo, sexual, primal. If your message has anything to do with that, and let me know in the comments who here your message. Those of you who plan to be public facing, if you don't plan to be public facing, I want to hold off for a minute. But if you are either public facing or plan to be public facing soon, if your message exists in the realm of primal, metaphysical, taboo, magic, occult, the feminine, pussy, medicine, herbs, etc., go put magical in the chat, please. Put magical. I want to see. Put magical. I think you should do what you feel called to do. That's for everybody here. You should do what you feel called to do. Isn't it so nice to see all that magical on the screen? I love seeing that. My goodness, I love it. Magical, 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 magical. Okay, beautiful. So this is why I said one. I asked earlier who here fears being canceled, attacked, demonized, fill in the blank, right? That's why I asked, because I knew that second arc was coming. So just know that the physiological part matters. Now, here's why. Let me, for anybody who's like, physiological, what does that mean? Your body. Physiologically is this, your mind's association with your body, okay? Your mind's associated with your body. Now, how many of you who either are public facing or plan to be public facing, you are experiencing right now yourself in a kind of paralysis around saying what you really want to say? Whether the paralysis is in your throat, you feel tightness in your chest, You feel tightness in your womb. You feel tightness in your back. You feel just tightness in your action. Put me in the chat. We got me. We got, oh my God, yes. We got yes, me. Procrastination is another version of tightness. Okay, procrastination is another version of tightness. Somebody said my body heats up. That's a common one. Okay, we got a lot of me's, me's, me's. Now, this is why I'm bringing your physiological self to the conversation of being a public facing viral voice that's delivering a message that's an affront to the status quo, that's an affront to your corporate job, that's an affront to the collective. Because when you know, right, you're by yourself, you're thinking about what you want to talk about, maybe you're writing about it, maybe you start practicing doing some videos privately with yourself, you start writing down this arc exercise that I just mentioned, your before and after, and then you do your second arc where you see the transformation and you start to extract from that what is the value here, what is useful for people, what you think is most potent, and then you start getting yourself closer to the public facing part with the parts that you know you could be attacked or canceled for, etc. This is where the freezing and the physiological tightness begins. So you'll wait, you'll be like, I can't, you'll get hot and you'll stop, you'll go take a nap, you'll be like, fuck it, and before you know it, you're on TikTok for 3 hours, you put it to the side and then go in circles for 3 years, right? You do all the things. Who has been guilty of this or something else? If yes, put guilty in the comments. That might be somewhere to go, Jordana. I feel like I caused. Okay, now your comment just went away. You feel like you caused a huge divide. Say more. I didn't see all of your comment because everybody started saying guilty. So say more about a divide because this could be a great opportunity to go deeper for everybody here. Hmm. So here's how shadow gold is going to help you. And here's how I'm going to work with you. I'm going to work with you for the next 6 months minimum. We're going to start with 6 months and we'll see how it goes thereafter. Okay. You can split the total payment is 20,000 and yes, you can split your payments. Okay. The total is 20,000 and yes, you can split your payments. Now, I want you to keep in mind, shadow gold by itself is $5,000. I'm going to include shadow gold in this for you. Okay, shadow gold by itself is $5,000, and I'm going to include shadow gold in this 6 months experience together so you can run yourself through that while we're working together. Here is what it's going to help you with. Again, for those of you who either are or plan to be public facing, on stages online and offline, and you're ready to begin. You've already been procrastinating. You don't want to do that anymore. You've already been going in circles, waiting, whatever you've been doing, because we all have a story about how we've been wasting time. You're ready to get to work. You're ready to get clear about what's in your arc. Who were you before? The trauma, the abuse, the harm, the ugly, and who were you after? You want to put this pen to paper and get clear about it. You want to see this. You want to feel this about yourself. So it stops being vague. It stops feeling overwhelmed and too much and like you're alone. And now you can see it on paper. Now you can feel it. Now you can remember it. And in the writing it down, other memories come. That helps you to even start to understand more of why you behave the way you behave, why you're even moved to bring the story forward. You also want to get clear about what exactly is the goal that you're bringing forth, especially if you really plan to be making hundreds of thousands of dollars. What is the goal in this second arc? What did I actually do to get here? What did I do that I'm scared to share, but it's golden and it can help others? What did I do that I feel a little bit of embarrassment and shame around, but it works? That's in your second arc. Okay. So you want to write that down. This is what we're going to be doing together over our 6 months together. And I'm going to be with you along the way. This is the power of mentorship and coaching. Now, inside of Shadow Gold, the first module, which Falayan already has access to because she's inside of the woman community. And Falayan, you should go, if you're still here, you should go and look at the video that Nicole did. I commented on it today. Did I? Oh, I haven't. I need to go comment on it. But she uploaded it today. Wait, sometime within the last couple of days, I think she uploaded it, talking about her experience going through that module. Oh, there you are. Hi. Going through that module. And so the first did you go through the module, Falayan? The first one? Did you see it? Or yeah. Anyway, so inside of the first module of Shadow Gold, which you're going to get access to when we work together, and you can go buy Shadow Gold by yourself if you don't, even if you don't want to work with me because you just, for whatever reason, don't want to work with me right now, but you want access to this, what I'm talking about. The first module of Shadow Gold helps you own all energies. Okay, why does this matter? So the fear of being harmed, attacked, canceled, lots of negative comments in your content, etc., cause you to freeze up. The negative comments, the attack, and keep in mind, the attack is less about what's going on out there and more what's going on in here. So the attack is happening here before it's happening out there. Okay? So your own mind about how you feel about yourself, feeling like you are what? Right? How do you really see yourself? I think I'm a shit starter, actually. I feel wrong to be doing this. Um, I'm actually scared that my mom is going to, right? All the things, right? For those of you who have already been called the devil, right? Plenty of us have already been. You know how many women told me their mom and grandmother was calling them the devil when they were a teenager? Okay. So all of that. So I say all of that, right? So owning all energies is the ability to own all of that first in your own mind. So, and then naturally you start being able to handle it from all the external world. So inside of the first module of Shadow Gold, I take you through a pussy exercise where I show you how to take all the most atrocious, violent, ugly, dark, vitriolic within you and bring it up and through the most powerful thing that you have for transmutation, which is your pussy. It's me on video running you through my proven own all energies exercise. Okay, this is what's inside of Shadow Gold. What will happen for you when you go through this own all energies process is your own energy that you're scared of. What do I even mean? Let me clarify this because a lot of people, the thoughts you have about your voice is an energy. The thoughts that you have about you are an energy. Like, how do you really feel about you right now? You feel like your pussy stink? How do you really feel? Do you feel like you're unlovable? Truly, truly, truly. Shadow Gold is a primal tool. It is to come in at your deepest, original core state that's influencing everything else. Do you think that you're unlovable? Do you think that you are wicked and the evil and all the ways that you know people are going to look at you when you bring your message forward? Do you know yourself to be that? And you're afraid of people confirming it with the messages in your comments and your content? Here we go. Hannah said, I feel people are better than me. So boom, that can paralyze you. That's an energy. Somebody says that to you in the comments that makes you feel that they're better than you. You're going to freeze. You're going to want to take the content down. That's going to make you disappear, hide. You see? So that's an energy right there. I feel people are better than me. There's an energy around that. An energy of what? inferiority? What words would you use to give to that energy, Hannah, that I feel people are better than me? What words would you give to that energy? That I feel people are better than me. What are the words? Fear of getting fired. And okay, is my fear. Remind me what docs mean. Docs just mean canceled, right? I just want to make sure I'm hot up in here. You know what mood is dang. Oh, that feels so much better. Fear of getting fired. Okay. So how about you just quit for lying? Or how about you just get yourself fired? A very alchemical be you deliberately just going to get yourself fired. Just get yourself fired. I mean that. Make it an adventure, make it fun. That's one angle. Another way of it is just fire yourself. Why sit in the whole fear of it all? Right? Your worst, like my worst, oh, docs means getting exposed. Oh, this is so good. How about we just expose ourselves? Well, then for lying, if you know that's the case, you need to be more strategic. Like that's a real thing, right? You need to be more strategic, and there's a big decision for you to make too. As long as you delay on the decision, you're going to be in a kind of misery about it. So, how about we expose ourselves versus worrying about being doxxed and exposed? So let's look at this owning all energies and then being exposed. I love you too for lying, right? So you don't have to say it here unless you want to. That could be very liberating for those of you who want to. What are you afraid about being exposed about? This is so liberating when you do it. What are you worried about being exposed about? That you're a bad mother? That you regret having children? That you don't have your high school diploma? What do you not want to be exposed about? What past mistakes? Say it. You got 3 baby daddies. What about being seen? I'm going to tell you what the fear is about being seen. Because if they see me, they won't love me, and I'll be rejected and end up alone. If they see me, they'll ostracize me, and I won't be loved, and I'll be alone. If they really see me, all of me, they won't like me. They'll kick me out, reject me, ostracize me, and I'll be all alone. That I'm comfortable in my lack. Own it. I used to love being broke. Own it. I've talked about this. Oh God, I loved it so much. Own it. A lot of people feel like that. Hello. Okay, a lot. That I'm not as perfect as everyone feels I am. Nobody is perfect. So anybody who's thinking that is projecting. I don't know what it is. I have the face, but the content is not coming to me. What does that mean? I have the face, but the content. What does face have to do with content? Being seen as a slut online. Yeah, that's a deep one right there. So there are 5 modules, and this own all energies is going to free you from being held hostage by all these energies. The energy of fear of being seen, being exposed, being rejected, being seen as a slut online. So is it okay to be seen as a slut offline? That's just me being. Listen, is it? Trying to add some levity here. So again, I'm talking to those of you who plan to be public facing. A lot of people are not sincere in bringing their message to the world stage. If you know that you want to work with me over the next 6 months to get clear on your arcs. McDonald's. Get clear on your arcs. Clarify what's the gold in that second arc. And there could be gold in the first arc as well. But what's the gold in the second arc? That's what I call bankable. I call it bankable, meaning this is what's going to have your content go viral. This is what's going to have people want to book you. This is what's going to have people saying, oh my God, I so relate to that. Oh, you see me. You know how many people in here have said, oh, I feel seen, or in my content, oh my God, you get it. I feel so seen. Oh my God, you're speaking right to me. Oh my God, this is for me. You're speaking to me. Oh my God, this is for me. You're speaking to me. Oh my God, this is for me. You're speaking to me. Right? These are the people who DM you. This is right. So again, this offer that I'm making to you right now, which is called your viral voice. That's why it's up here. Your viral voice. You DM me, and I'd love to get on a phone call with you. If you're looking at this on YouTube, you can go to my description. So another issue, which is already you guys have proven evident here, is two things that's inside of Shadow Gold that's going to transform your relationship with them. One is, what lies do you tell that create your hell? And the second one is, what do you not want people to know? What are you afraid of people finding out about you? So one module is, what lies do you tell that create your hell? And another module is, what are you afraid of people finding out about you? So in here, several people have already mentioned being doxxed, which is another way of saying being exposed, right? And or being seen. So several people, more than several, have talked about that in here today. Being doxxed or exposed, being seen, and as a result, being rejected, losing a corporate job, um, uh, old trauma being triggered because you were rejected by your family when you were a child. Okay. And so inside of, and I'm happy to take questions about this, inside of Shadow Gold, these two modules will help you resolve. You need to have Shadow Gold. I've been talking about Shadow Gold since it first came out, which was over a year ago. If you plan to be public facing, if you already are public facing, if you need to go viral because you want your message to reach the people who it is for, if you want to speak confidently in your content, if you're sick and tired of fucking waiting, bitch, it just blows my mind that people can waste their one precious life. Like, bitch, die. Okay? Like, you're taking up space. Like, what are you doing? You have a message, you're put here. Bring the message out. If you are ready to stop hiding, stop playing small, clarify your arcs, extract the gold from your arc, clarify your voice, get confident with opening up your throat chakra, commanding the camera, looking at the camera, getting comfortable with your voice, being able to easily handle motherfuckers in your comments talking shit. Did y'all see my most recent one of my most recent videos on TikTok, talking straight to black men? Probably 30% of the comments is men talking shit at me. Demonic, black women are the white man's tool to destroy the black man. Evil, bitch, we scared of you, we scared of y'all. A black man created a whole video responding to my video saying, we scared of y'all, that's the problem, we scared of y'all. Can you handle the heat? Do you want to be able to own the fucking heat? Do you want to be able to own the fucking bitch? Lay down then, bitch. Stay scared. Stay scared then. Like Jay-Z said, everybody's scared. Everybody's scared. Billionaires, broke people, and everybody in between is scared. What the fuck you gonna do about it? Shadow Gold is your solution. Girl, everybody in their fucking grave was scared. Get over it. It's the oldest, most boring thing about you. I'm scared. Well, bitch, stay there then. Nobody cares. bitch. Especially for you motherfuckers that's over 40. Girl, you ain't got shut up. Shut up. Shut up. If you know this is for you, look, if you don't want to work with me, but you want Shadow Gold, go get Shadow Gold right now. If you want to hop on a phone call with me, I'm happy to get on a phone call. DM me to book a phone call. You can buy Shadow Gold right now with the link in my bio. Go to the link in my bio, click it. There are 4 options. Shadow Gold is the very last one. Sign up today. I am working with 3 to 5 women over the next 6 months. I want to work with you very clear on having your voice go viral. Now, to me, I'm talking about like 10,000 views or more. That's what I mean when I say viral. 10,000 views or more. Different people mean different things. I'm talking about 10,000 views or more. That's our goal, to have you regularly going viral while we're working together. Now, listen, if you don't care about necessarily going 10,000 views or more within 6 months, fine. We're going to focus on getting your voice out there. We're going to focus on refining what is your message? What are you banking? How exactly are you helping people? Who exactly are you talking to? What exactly are your talking points when you get on camera? Getting comfortable physiologically with all energies, the energy of fear and all of its many faces, of rejection, of being doxxed, of being exposed, of judgment, of people not liking you, of people making response videos telling you, bitch, we scared of you. Bitch, you the problem. Bitch, you off. Bitch, you delusional. Bitch, you this. No, what you need to do, I had several people, I had plenty of people who used my sound and created duets who loved it. Y'all gonna love that part. People who, are like, listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Y'all gonna love that part. She know what she talking about. She know what she talking about. Listen to that. I'm going to help you be able to handle the people that's doing duets and stitches and replying to your video telling you who the fuck you think you is. This is sounding like some devil shit to me. The Bible told you that this is this and that is that. Who do you think you are? Is your message important enough to become bigger so that you can own all of that? Is your message important enough? If it is, put important in the chat. Got some importance coming through. Somebody said, I use my voice offline, but I feel different about using online where I can't decide who it's. You trying to control it because you're scared. That's what I mean. Even that, this person said, I can't control who sees my content, meaning there's certain people you don't want to see it, right? And you don't want them to see it because what? Whatever the reason is, there's some kind of uh, fear. Or is it like, I don't want them to know I'm exposing them? A lot of women want to share their story about abuse, and they know if they share the story, the abuser could see it. And what can happen as a result? Is that what you're dealing with here? Ooh, we got a lot of importance in the building. I want you to book a call with me. I want you to DM me right now, meaning I want you to leave this live stream right now, go to my DM and book a call. If you are ready to work with me for the next 6 months with Shadow Gold as a tool, us getting clear about your arcs, what the message is, what the gold is, how you're helping people, who you're serving, getting online consistently, creating content, opening up your throat chakra, unleashing your primal self at a pussy level, owning all energies through your being, and becoming a commanding viral voice online. Who's ready for that? If you're ready for that, say me exclamation mark in the comments. Then go DM me right now and let me know, Naima, I just saw your live stream. I want to have a conversation with you about working with you for the next 6 months. Man or woman? I got a lot of messages from men. Man or woman? Yes, I do work with men. For the men here who are wondering, do I work with men? Yes, I work with men. DM me right now. Leave this live stream. Go DM me right. I want to see your action. I don't want to hear nothing. See your action. If you want to find out more about Shadow Gold, go to the link in my bio. Click it. There are four options. Scroll down. Shadow gold is the last option. You can read all about it. Shadow Gold is included in our working together over 6 months. You can split your payments up. It'll be a deposit of $1,500 or more, and then you split the rest up over 5 months. That's how the 6 months is going to go, and that's minimum. We may continue working together if I feel like it's a good idea. If I feel like you're good and you can go rock and roll and basically just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat what we did, I'll let you know that. If we're both like, yeah, we want to continue, we'll have that conversation at about month 4 or 5. Now is the time for me to take questions. What questions do you have about owning all energies so that you no longer are paralyzed, procrastinating, waiting, or whatever? Um, about being exposed, about being fired, about what lies you tell that create your hell. So, somebody asked, how do you release shame? First of all, you tell the truth about it in the light. So, shame can only work in the dark, meaning it's hidden, meaning you're the only one who knows about it. Or you and if somebody else is involved, meaning only you and the other person knows about it. The way to defeat shame is to bring it to the light. Here are some ways you can do it. This is one of many ways that I did it. There are some things that I felt, first of all, let me ask you this, who is that? Perseverance. Do you know what you feel shame about, or is it more so just an overall sense of shame? And anybody else who wants to jump in on this conversation, you can. Do you have specific things that you can name that you're ashamed about, or is it just an overall feeling of shame? Here's what I'm asking. When I was in a dark night, okay, both. She said both. When I was wanting more for myself, which I know many of you want more for yourself, and I was saying I really want more. It was this real like I felt like I was dragging through life. Like I want more. Uh, when I just think back on the, oh God, it was so dramatic. I know I can do more. Why am I right? And I couldn't identify what was going on because shame is in the dark. Shame is not like, for most of us, it's not actively up here. We're just like, I'm ashamed of my body. I'm ashamed of my weight. I'm ashamed of the choices I made 20 years ago. I'm ashamed of still acting like a little girl. I'm ashamed. Like most people don't have it just up here in the front, active. It sits dormant in our bodies, which is why so many of us carry weight that we can't drop no matter how much we do all the right practical things. And so when I was in this dark night, which it dragged me down, dark night is feminine, okay? Drag. Everybody don't like the dark night. You want to hurt and get out. I'm telling you, dark nights is going to be some of the best things that ever happened to you when you surrender to that thing, right? So when you get dragged down by life, in whatever way life drags you down, depression, some kind of sickness that got you bedridden, out of whatever, you end up in a shelter, you end up in the ICU, you like, oh God. And what happens is because we don't pay attention and take action when life is just fine. And then when it's just fine, or you have a low grade level of irritation all the time, who feels that? You just have a low grade irritation all the time, apathetic, perhaps, you know. mm, Then you can't name what's going on, especially if life looks pretty fine. You just can't identify what. why? I, and so when you get dragged down, that's your unconscious mind trying to get your attention. Finally, because you can't figure this shit out, right? So you actually want it, even though it hurts. You want to be sick because it got your attention. You want to be bedridden because it got your attention. You want to have some terminal illness because it gets your attention. You want to be in a dark night where you're not bathing for days at a time, you're drinking yourself to sleep because it gets your attention and it holds it. It gets your attention and it holds it. Versus like, I'm distracted because I got to do this and I'm just so busy. Oh God, I'm so busy. Woo, I'm just so busy. Whoosh, drop. Because you just couldn't, right? Because all these other fangs are in you, right? Other people wanting things from you, your own mind, your trauma, old trauma, shame that's hidden from you. It's like fangs in you that drags you around and has you just busy, 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 just pulling at you, and finally depletes you. And uh, uh, you're sick, you're depressed, you're tired, you just can't, yeah. And if you're smart, you surrender and you'll get everything you need to know to be able to make your next best moves. The problem is so many of y'all don't listen. But let's say you decide to listen. And when this happened with me, and when you're in a place like this, well, for me, I was desperate. I just, okay. I don't think I've ever been this desperate in my life. Okay. Desperate for what? To get free. Like my own bind. I can't. Anybody here either is in this now or you've been in this where you're not your own prison and you can't get out. You can't see your way out. You've gotten readings. You prayed. You went to the ancestors. You did all of this like benevolent stuff that African tradition told you to do and it ain't working. You went to your Akashic record. You went to would you, who knows? You went and got a tarot card reading. You went and put your pussy up to the moon. You went and sunbathed. You went swimming. You went and danced in Ghana and put your feet in the dirt in Ghana. You went to Bali on a retreat. You did all the shits. This is why. This is why shadow gold exists. Shadow gold is dark. Shame can only exist in the dark. This is why the two modules I'm repeating that are going to help you get free from hiding, shame, and all the things. One of them is called What Lies Do You Tell That Create Your Hell? Again, what lies do you tell that create your hell? And the second one is, what are you afraid of people finding out about you? This is why I want to work closely with 3 to 5 women over the next 6 months who need to free their vocal cords, free their mind, free their wombs, free their bodies, free their expression, and they're ready to be public facing or be more commanding in their public facing and be open. Your whole body has to be willing to receive lots of attention. If you fear attention because I fear being exposed, I fear losing my job, what responsibility will that, can I handle it? What are people going to say? What if they reject me? If all of that is going on, you can create buckets and buckets and buckets of content. It will not go viral. The eyeballs will not come to you because in your content, while you think you online trying to, your whole vibe is saying, do not come over here. Do not come over here. Do not buy from me. Do not look at me. Do not believe in me. Do not lean into what I'm saying. This is why we go primal. This is why we go deep. This is where we go dark. This is why we go into your unconscious mind, which, by the way, your body is a reflection of your unconscious mind. It's an external, physical representation of your unconscious mind. So if you need to get free at your vocal cords. If you need to open this up, you need to open this up. You need to open this up. You need to open your aura so that you can own all energies. The first module of Shadow 1 is all about own all energies. I created it because so many women are thwarting off energy. They're thwarting it off because they are locked. Don't look at me. Don't email me. Don't buy from me. Don't too many people look at me. No. So then, like this woman said here, she's trying to control who sees her content. It's like, no, like I want to, but no, I don't want too many people looking at me. If you want to stop doing that and you want to command the camera, chest up, shoulders back, your whole aura says, I am the one. Listen to me. Buy from me. I got it. Come here. Buy it now. Let's go. Bring it on. I am it. Come here. Right here. I am the one. Bring it on. Fearless. And let me say something about this fearless thing. There's always going to be that sort of nervousness, the percolation of life force energy going on all the time. The point is, when you can own all energies, you own it all. The vitriol, who do you think you are? We're better than you. Wasn't you broke a year ago? I remember you when you were 17. Sit your ugly ass down. Don't you got 3 baby daddies? You don't even sound right. Look at your hairline. Who you think you are? Did you got a college degree? I don't like how you sound. Ain't you broke? What your money look like? Who told you could do that? Who you think you is? And you own it? Truly own it. You're not trying. Like, you've learned how to relax your pussy muscles and bring it in. You've learned how to open up your voice and command attention in front of an audience of 100, 500, 5,000 in a TED Talk, on a YouTube video, online, offline. Who's ready for that? If you're not ready for that, say no. If you're not ready for that, say no. Who's going to be honest enough to say no? And if you are ready for that, say ready. I said relax your pussy. Yeah. A lot of y'all, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't even realize, for a woman, when your pussy tighten up, when your womb tighten up, I can control you. Maybe not in your face, but in your deep mind. This is how you're controlled every day. You're not controlled in your face, because if the systems or I would try to control you in your face, you would revolt. Can't nobody tell me what to do. I'm a woman. This is my life. So we go to the dark to control you. We go into the under to control you. All of y'all control. All of y'all are controlled. All of y'all. All of y'all. Men too. Yeah. So this is why. Girl, listen. You go into the unconscious mind. You're unfuckwithable. Go fuck around and make it a lifestyle to live at the unconscious mind level, and you become unfuckwithable for real. Not this like, I don't give a fuck about what nobody say about me. And she just, girl, ripe for being Why do women do what? Relax it right now. Relax it as best as you can right now. Simple as that. Do it your way. I'm telling you, inside of Shadow One, I show you how to relax it and bring all ugly, hate, dark vitriol up and through it so you own it. Men run y'all the way y'all run, the way they run y'all, because you're not in possession of your own pussy. I mean that on an energy level. I mean that on a practical level. You're not in possession and ownership of you on an energy level. You're tight, you're clenched, you're scared, you harbor a lot of memories and trauma. Shadow Gold is going to help you get over all that so nothing and nobody owns you. Rape, all that. It's old, Tula. It's happened long before you and I got here. It's old. A lot of it started with the Roman Catholic Church. We live in so many lies right now. We live in so many lies right now. That's why the world is going crazy. All it is lies coming to the surface, and people's minds are being warped because when you've been living in a lie for a long time, and especially when you start to get a lot of truths fast, it's a distortion. Because remember, thoughts, your belief systems, all that are energies. Remember, I told you I'm helping you own all energies so nothing can take you out or take you out and keep you out. Nothing can possess you. Nothing can come underneath. Nothing. All of it. Okay. That's why I created this own all energies process. So many people are waking up. I saw a Gen X man do a video yesterday and he was crying. He was army guy. He was just talking about him realizing what happened. He said he saw another video and knowledge he has about being in the army, about 9/11 and stuff. And he was just talking about just all these lies that he believed for so long. And he was having basically a psychosis on camera, as far as I could tell. It was a psychosis on camera, and just sharing it, and just so many people in the comments was so relating to him about just all this rapid waking up. And what's happening is you have a lot of people that want things to stay like that. A lot of people who want all the lies about how you live as women. That's why this 4B movement is having so many legs, because it's just the collective of women being sick and tired. See, men, the system works in their favor. So many of them want to keep it going. And so many of them don't even know how we got here. They don't. White people today are not interested in how they got their privilege. They just want it. They're not researching how did I become so privileged, right? They just use it. They wield it, they live in it, they move around. It's the same thing for men. The average man is not researching how did I get this unearned position? How am I how do I automatically have it? I just know that the shit is tilted in my favor, right? And I know a lot of men would argue, well, in the court system, the women get to. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about on a social level, the way in most people's mind, the man is superior to the woman. Okay. Most people don't know that the Catholic Church and the folks who they were in cahoots with to create laws and doctrines and systems to control humanity, to suppress magic, to suppress what was natural, and instead erect completely unnatural lies and make it biblical, call it law, say this is what God said. Oh my God. Go check out the Malleus Maleficorum. I'm going to keep on going to the Malleus Maleficorum. Okay, you can go to Amazon right now. It's an old document, so you know it's been modified and all of that. But what remains steady is that basically it was a Bible for how to hunt. They call witches, so powerful women. You were growing herbs, you were teaching people like this stuff I'm telling you about right now. A woman like me would have been killed in the 1400s, 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1400 on. A woman like me would have been killed. All of the people you see online today doing tarot card readings and selling herbs and blood moon readings and teachers and healers, all the somatic coaches you see, all the sensuality coaches, all of the women's empowerment speakers, leaders, teachers, coaches, all of the women you see and see all of the content of what you see of women doing any kind of femininity that doesn't fit what the church would agree with, the sterile, under the man, quiet, small, completely covered. Like that's the church's idea of this is what makes you good. If you demonstrate any kind of beauty, this shit was wicked once upon a time. Okay, if you were beautiful, if they felt like you were too beautiful, you were a witch. Okay, this shit goes very deep. So if you like this right here, problem, even this, like look at that, even this would be a problem. You know what I mean? So a lot of the things that we call tradition today that get venerated, that makes you a good woman, is the church is doing, the Roman Catholic Church is doing. It's not divine order, it's not law, it's not the place of a woman. It was their attempt to maintain control. So the Malleus Maleficorum was an official, it wasn't outlawed until some, don't quote me on this, but I think sometime in the 1700s. I know that witch hunts were going on for about 400 years. And that overlapped with chattel slavery here in the United States. And we know chattel slavery was all about cover up, don't be attractive, don't be smart. You're reading, hanging you, killing you, right? No teaching, no reading. We're making a whole new Bible just for you. And this Bible reinforces that it is God's divine order, God's divine law, that you are the property of white men. Wait, so we see and get and know and concur so easily with the fact that white slave owners created a defunct Bible full of lies that they fed specifically to slaves to brainwash them into being inferior. But somehow we think this other Bible is the real word of God, right? And it's just right. And that is divine order. And that is, listen, it's laced with lies as well. So for those of you who are like, how do we get here? How did women get like this? This shit started thousands of years ago, darling. Okay. And the only way that they're able to continue is to control you in your deep mind and for a woman in your body. As soon as you liberate your body at a pussy level, you're not afraid of your sexuality. You're not afraid of sexual energy. You're not afraid of the way other people will try to use those doctrines to shame you. And this is everything Shadow Gold helps you do. Shadow Gold will free you. And I know a lot of people don't want freedom. They think they do. They really think they do. A lot of people don't want freedom because let me tell you, there's a level of comfort in the matrix. It's familiar. You sort of know how it works. There's a lot of people there, right? It's predictable. It's known. It's comfortable. So a lot of people want to stay there. That may be you listening to me right now. What I'm saying, if you want to be free, truly, you want your voice free because you want to actually create content that helps people. You want to monetize your story. You no longer want to be procrastinating, paralyzed, going in circles, wasting your time on social media, projecting onto other people, hiding, playing small, staying in lies, unable to identify shame, etc. And you truly want to get free and you want to go down to the core of your power. This is not pink empowerment, get my confidence up so I can, no. We're going to the very core of the creation of you, your primal essence. So if you're ready to be free, sign up for Shadow Gold today. And if you'd like to have a phone conversation with me, I'm happy to go up to my DMs and DM me to book a call. And I just realized I didn't finish the part about the shame. So, one of the things that I did because I was desperate to get free in this dark night. Are you here, the woman who asked me about shame? Are you still here? Okay. I started writing alchemically and publicly to get myself free. And I recommend all of you do it if you feel called to do it. What do I mean by I started writing alchemically publicly? Every shame that I could identify, because you have to start with what you can identify. Remember, I asked you earlier, do you have shames that you can name, or is it just a general feeling of shame? The shames that you can name, you want to write them down. Write them down. Would you like to share any right here, right now? So I'm sharing this with anybody who's listening to my voice right now who you know you struggle with shame. You hide because you're ashamed of specific things. Those you can name, and you know there's things you cannot name. Um, if you know you hide because you're afraid of being doxxed, exposed, seen, found out, and you know that's why you're not creating your content. You know that's why you hide. This what I'm getting ready to share with you is what I recommend, and I want to hear from you after I share. Will you do this? So this is what it looks like. You write down everything that you can identify that you feel shame about. So when I first started this, what was on my list was things like my sexuality. I felt shame about being a turn, just like a lot. You know what I mean? Just like being sexual, being on, just like being very electric naturally. Okay. Sometimes it just feels so heavy and so like, what the fuck? That what is natural to a woman, she can feel so much shame about. Like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's just natural. Like, I'm naturally very affectionate. I just, I have to put forth effort to not touch people. Like, that is work for me to not touch people. Strangers. I could be at a coffee shop. I could be somewhere and I look, you know what I mean? I put forth effort to minimize the connection that I have with people out in the world because I like to look at people. I like to take people in. I like to be present with people. Naturally, this is how I am. But I know that, you know, one time I was at Cheesecake Factory with my family and we were at a booth. It was like 5 or 6 of us. And we were at a booth at the Cheesecake Factory, and the server came over, a white man, and I was sitting in the inner of the booth, right? Like that's the outer where he is, and I'm in the inner of the booth. And you know, he comes over and greets, "Hi, I'm your waiter." Da, 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 da. And then I'm just checking him out because that's how I do. I like to look at people. Sometimes I like to look through people. I like to feel people. That's just how I get down. And because he was dealing with everybody else, I was like, okay, I can do this. Because if it's just me with another person, I'm very mindful because people can become possessed by me or they can feel knocked off by me if I'm not mindful of my interaction with them. So because there's all of us there, I'm like, okay, so he's we can dilute it some because there's other people here. And he's looking at everybody, then he comes over to look at me and he catches the eye, and I can see for a minute he's like in, and then he pulls himself out, and then he goes to dealing with people. This is how a lot of women are naturally. This is how a lot of women are naturally. And so much more. That's just the beginning. So much more. And then when people start saying, I remember one girl, a former client, was like, Naima, I hope you're not using your touch to get clients. And I had never even thought that before. And I was like, shit. Then I became hyper conscious about me touching people, something that was so natural to me. Like when we see movies like X-Men and What movie was that? Was it X-Men where the girl could touch people and heal them, or even the Bible, right? You could touch people and heal them, and what movie was that? Where she was able to touch people, she could just do that, right? Because isn't Reiki part of that, right? Like when we see it in the movies, we have this, we love to see it in a movie. We're just like, wow, we're so enthralled and we just think it's wonderful. But then when we actually meet a person who has that ability, suddenly we're suspicious. And it's like, ooh, is she? What? Do you guys ever wonder about that? Like, is that only for the movies? Is that only for the Bible? Do we forget that the people in the Bible were people? And that those of us who are alive today are people? And I just refuse to allow these things to stop me from being with people. Now, I'm still going to be mindful because humans, so many people are just out of their power and whatever. But just talking about this, I'm just like, my God. So, anyway, I was ashamed of being a very naturally activated woman. Now, I would not have called myself this back then. I just was me. And when you're out in the world and you're dealing with people and people start using words like, wow, Naima, you're very activated. Wow, you're very tuned in. Oh, you seem like this, or right? And you start getting this feedback from people, then that's where the type of self-confidence come in, right? Remember when people started saying things to you about you and you were like, oh, that's how people see me? That's right. And so that was one of the things that was on my shame list of like, just me as me is something to be ashamed of. Something that came out when and this is why I told you shame can only thrive in the dark. What I didn't know until I started doing this is what I didn't know until I started writing my shameful things down, which is the assignment I'm telling you guys to do. I didn't know it was in my unconscious mind that I hated how much unearned attention white men received. This was not in my conscious mind. It wasn't until I started writing it down that, what? Wow. How many of you have like done something similar to what it is that I'm talking about, and you found out something about yourself and you was like, I didn't know that was there. How sexual I was, different kind of sexual experiences that I had that felt sort of like naughty and ooh, but I felt some shame about. That was on the list. And I just kept going. These just dark uh how just really ugly, dark, filthy thoughts. Everything. And for those of you who have been in dark nights of the soul, all of that shit comes to the surface, doesn't it? Oh, you're like, and when you have not developed your mind yet, when you have not reconciled your opposites, truly unified your opposites, that can really take somebody out. Which is, I just heard my girl, this thing be doing stuff. Which is why Carl Jung said you either need somebody to be with you or be very careful when you start traversing the unconscious mind. This is why I say when Black people, specifically, when melanin dominant people, I really hope I'm alive to see this happen. I really hope I'm alive to see this happen. When melanin dominant men and women start to normalize traversing the unconscious mind and normalize it, where it's talked about, where content is made about it. People who are navigating their unconscious start creating content around it regularly, men and women of different ages. When we start normalizing our primal selves being on display, when we start confronting all of these parameters that we live inside of because we want to make sure we comply with the white man's system, I would really like to be a part of that. I would really like to be a part of that. I would really like to be a part of that. Part of the point that I was getting at. Oh, let me finish this. Oh, there's so many. Wait. Part of the point that I was getting at. I'm going to finish this alchemical assignment. Part of the point that I was getting at when I created that video talking to Black men the other day and refining their primal selves and coming home to their primal power is Black men have also internalized so much of the messaging that has been put out and that has been placed in the unconscious mind of humanity about the Black man, and then was placed in the Black man's mind about himself that he lives out, that he's fighting against. And that's why so many of them, they're like, the woman that's going to bring me peace, because so many of them are at such war inside. I literally told a guy who I was talking to, you talk on the phone before you go out on a date, and I could just feel so much war in him. I could just feel so much war. He was from New Orleans. And I said to him, don't bring war to me. Don't bring war to me. And so many of them are seeking a woman that's like calm and like a stabilizing force, because so many of them are in their deep minds, they're at such war. And while they think they want a calm woman, most women, not all, but most women who are calm, it's not because they're actually calm. It's because they're deeply suppressed. To be purely calm, purely, means you are skilled at traversing the unconscious mind, which means you are a walking force. When most men can see that you are a walking force, they will not identify you as calm. Did you catch that? Most men, when they say they want a calm woman who brings them peace, they don't even know that they want a suppressed woman. So, what I was getting at was for melanin dominant men to come into their primal, when I say primal, unconscious, deep, animal. And part of what I didn't say in that, because the message could go on and on and on if I really work with folks over time, you don't even realize, or maybe you do, how much they need powerful women. Like literally need. Like literally the power that the king, the true kinghood that they're looking to become, not this sanitized white version. Just stop. Just stop. Okay? Just stop grabbing at the white man's crumbs. Just stop. Okay? Just stop. And a few men did say that. We need you. We need power. Several men was like, because Black women don't fuck with us. Black women don't support us. We stand alone. Black women left us. Black. There was a lot of those kind of comments. When you come down into the real, which is highly confronting to a conscious mind, which is the ego. The real that's in the unconscious mind, and you bring it up. This is part of unifying opposites. This is a part of unifying opposites. What makes them opposite? Your ego conscious mind has all these grandiose ideas about who you are. I know I'm this, I'm that, this is who I am, da. Your unconscious mind is where symbols from 2,000 years ago live. Symbols about what a woman is live in your unconscious mind. Symbols about the nothingness that a black man is lives in the unconscious mind of humanity. How about that? When you got all of humanity who looks at you and thinks that you are undeserving, you're inferior, you are all that, what do you think happens to you subliminally in your unconscious mind? And when that's not addressed and you live up here in your ego mind about who you are and who you think you are not, the level of war that will happen because you have these opposites, your ego mind that thinks all these things and your unconscious mind that's hidden from you. This is the war. Because on the one hand, I'm a god. On the one hand, I'm a god. I'm talking like the melanin dominant man. I'm a god. Then on the other hand, my behavior is reflective of, I mean, here's the thing. What do you mean, right? Like, I don't want to get too far off into this, but a god man want a god woman. I tell you that. You hear me? And the fact that there's such, even with the, God, okay, I'm gonna leave it. That feels like a whole other topic. It just deep and far and wide, and I want to come back to this shame topic. Okay, the alchemical writing. I wrote everything down that I could identify, and in the writing things down that I could name and see and identify, more started to bubble up. Okay, then so that was powerful in and of itself. What took it to the next level is that then I publicized it. Then I publicized it. So remember, I'm talking about me hating that white men get unearned attention. I'm talking about my sexual self, sexual encounters that I felt some naughtiness and hee around, but I also felt shame around. What else? Just feeling shame about being this activated, turned on. Well, all of this stuff that was shameful to me, I wrote it down. So that was me owning, claiming, identifying. Then I published it on the internet, on Facebook, and then on my blog. That brought it to an alchemical state, like maximum alchemy. Because on the one hand, me owning it and writing it was an experience and sensational and an admission and an ownership. Then I took it over the top through witnessing, which I talk about all the time, which is why my woman community exists, to be a place for witnessing. Can I get a witness? This is why I talk about dangerous people having reflective conversations on a regular basis. Reflection is about being witnessed, being witnessed, being witnessed. When you witness something, it amplifies and cements and triggers the deeper transformation inside of the human being when it's witnessed by the right person. Because, like, let's imagine you did this and you shared the list with your mom or with somebody who's not powerful or with somebody who doesn't get you, see you. It's not gonna, you can sense that it's not gonna have any impact. If anything, it's gonna be, strange and weird and feel like a waste, or like you're talking into a child. As we're sitting reading your list to your 8-year-old or your 5-year-old, right? It'd be like, right? Versus you in the presence of another master. And in this case, master meaning another strange, weird, powerful, electric on being, right? Which is why people hire coaches. They hire mentors, and they want that mentor to have capacity and have power so that when they speak into that coach, when they speak into that mentor, it lands into a powerful place and reflects back to them powerful. So the alchemy happens powerfully, physiologically. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Black people need to catch up. Y'all so fucking behind. Millennial, are you here? Kaya, millennial, she did a video the other day talking about how behind, she was talking about black men, how behind black men are, but I think she was also talking about the collective of black people are so behind. Like we should be so doing this work together and it should be normal. That's why I say I so want to be a part of when we really start doing this for real. Like, where's my second person who's going to be a part of this? And remember, this is wild work. This is your ego gonna get inflamed. You're not gonna like me. I'm not gonna like you. We're gonna be upset. It's gonna be and what's gonna make us stick? The vision, the commitment to the vision. And it starts with you being committed to yourself. I need to plug in my battery. Hold on. Ow! Hi, mama. I'm busy. I'm gonna come down in a little while, okay? I love you. Girl, she been at the park, honey. Oh, she had a good old time. Girl, I was at the park with her for 3 hours, okay? Are you plugged in? Oh, yeah, okay. Who here want to work with me? Who here want to work with me, but they feel like they can't afford it? Who want to work with me for 6 months? Put 6 months. And if you can't afford to work with me, put a dollar sign. Hey, Dee Dee. Ah, Dee Dee inside of the woman community, right? I want to make sure. If you put a dollar sign, meaning you can't afford me, I'm recommending Heal Your Witch Wound. Heal Your Witch Wound is also Heal Your Witch Wound is also with the link in my bio. This is going to start catching y'all up. Heal Your Witch Wound. Heal Your Witch Wound. You can start today. It's $197. Heal Your Witch Wound is the beginning of owning your sexual power. I made it for women because so many women were like, I need shadow gold so bad. And I don't have the money right now, but I'm going to save the money and great, save the money. And if you really want to get started now, like so many women do, I tell them your gateway, your on ramp is Heal Your Witch Wound. Go get Heal Your Witch Wound right now. What questions do you have about Heal Your Witch Wound? Or since you know I'm here and I'm going to be here for some time, go to the link in my bio right now and read details. Start now. Break your habit of procrastination right now. Go to the link in my bio right now and sign up for Heal Your Witch Wound. As soon as you pay, it gets delivered to your inbox within 3 minutes. Thank you for sharing the live stream, Toya. What is this? The 20 member on the team. Oh, I have a team here? I didn't know that. Hey, Cassandra, thank you for following. You're new here, huh? Hey, Belle, come on back with your questions. So, I recommend for those of you who are walking around with shame, and shame is the reason why you're procrastinating, why you're afraid of being exposed. Doxed is the word. That's the young people word. If you don't have a profile photo, please don't speak here. Okay. Uh, or you can speak. We just won't be, I don't do faceless profiles. But you know that, shame that you can identify and can identify. I recommend you do this assignment. So I'm going to say this in a way that it's actually a piece of content. So here we go. If you struggle with shame and it gets in the way of you procrastinating, meaning you're afraid of being doxxed because you're ashamed of something you can identify or cannot identify. If you're afraid of being exposed, if you're afraid of people finding out things about you, if you're afraid of being rejected, and you either have things you can clearly identify that you're ashamed of, or, oh my God, look at this, y'all. Hold on, let me fix this right here. Hold on. Let me fix this. I'm gonna have this chopped up. Hold on. I just realized that was right there. Okay. If you're afraid of being doxxed, hold on, you're ashamed. Okay. If you walk around with shame, shameful things that you can identify, or just this general sense of feeling shame, and you're afraid of being exposed, you're afraid of being doxxed, you're afraid of being found out, you're afraid of being rejected, and that keeps you paralyzed, not creating the content you want to create, not saying what you really want to say, not taking the action in your life, and it has you frustrated, hiding, and playing small. I have an assignment for you. First, you want to write down every single shame that you can identify. Write it out. Just write an exhaustive list of everything you're ashamed of. I'm ashamed of my body. I'm ashamed of those mistakes I made 20 years ago. I am ashamed of my motherhood. I'm ashamed of how I look. I'm ashamed that I'm still childish and I'm still looking for validation outside of myself. I'm ashamed of, and let yourself really be in the experience and see what else comes out. Write that list until you're exhausted. Then to take it over the top and have the transformation that happens in being witnessed and having it alchemized up and through you, publish it to the internet or speak it to another person with power. Again, if you struggle with shame, embarrassment, you're afraid of being doxxed, exposed, found out, rejected, and has you paralyzed and you're ready to get free, free in your voice, free in your body, take this exercise, write everything down, then share it either with the internet or with somebody of power, and you will find yourself beginning to be free of a whole hell of a lot of shame. Let me know in the comments. Is this useful? Let me know. So I just created a piece of content in front of y'all. Useful. Good. Immediate, right? Immediate. So who has questions about hearing your witch wound? Who's ready to spend some money with me? Oh, I like that. Who's ready to spend some money with me and change your life? Who's ready to spend some money with me and change your life? Hannah said I did. What do you mean? You just bought Heal Your Witch Wound? Or you just signed up for Shadow Gold? What questions do you guys have? Which direction should I go? I'm here, right? I'm in the mood. It's almost, 2 hours? It's almost 2 hours, yeah. Yay! Hannah just signed up. Did you just sign up, Hannah? I've seen your name before. Oh, I didn't know it was upside down. Thank you. Ask me specific questions because I can speak multidimensionally and I can go many different angles. So ask me very pointed questions, not this general, whatever this is here. Otherwise, I'm out. Thank you for the hearts, lovely. Lovely. Thank you. I want to check something really quick. Books for what? You really want to answer to that question, Hannah? Is that a Dee Dee? What is that? That pink? Is that? A what is that? Is that you? What is that? Oh, I see somebody did just sign up for Heal Your Witch Room. Right on, Anna. Yay, Hannah. Hannah, you want to come on camera? I'd love to see your face. How should a woman go about being more open and saying what's on your mind? How about just start saying what's on your mind? So there are two books that I'm going to recommend, and I'm actually going to put them up, and you can screenshot on. I just got these two books right here in the corner where I leave them because I pull from they're I read them all the time. They're like my go-to books. So like they're sitting there because they're my go-to. It's like they're also like a you know what I'm saying? You know, some books just having them there do something for you. So this first one is called The Sacred Prostitute. Here we go. I'm get ready to do a screenshot. Here we go. And then here's the second one. Gosh, these are so good. So these are two. Does any one of those like particularly appeal to you? Good. Is that you? Yeah, that's Dee Dee. Okay. Hugh and Haas. Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey. Beautiful. Anybody else have any pointed questions related to power and shadow gold and lies we tell that create our hell and owning all energies, my proven process for owning all feelings, all thoughts, all memories, all emotions, and the energy of them all, plus the energy of your own demonic mind so that you can stop thinking, so procrastinating yourself. Any questions about that? And I specifically want to hear from people who are, well, I want to hear from everybody. I want, because a good question is a good question. But if you either have invested money with me or you're going to be investing money today or soon, I particularly want to hear from you. Otherwise, I'm out of here. Now is a good time. I'm in the mood. That's an incomplete sentence right there. All right, Hannah, go ahead. Do I need to do it or do you do it? Go ahead and do it. I can't even really see your logo. You don't really want to get out of your own way, do you? What have you already done to get out of your own way? When you ask why do people do certain things, that you question about other people, do you do it? And if so, why do you do it? Why do you judge? So Hannah, if I don't see you, I don't see anybody else asking me questions, so I'm on my way out of here. Or maybe I missed something. Well, let me see something. Maybe I can bum ba bum ba bum bum down ba down ba down ba down bum bum ba down ba down ba down bum bum ba down ba down ba down bum. Hey, the goddess Coral. Hi, Katniss Capital, Noah Universe, Shoni, Spice Girl, Sheila, Ty, Forever Young, Crystal Medina, Don Deshawn, Creative Confirmation, Bambi Savata, Lorena Alejandria, Sharita. Oh, Sharita, you've been here a while. Hey, girl. Marie, Stamps, Lilith, I Am Divine, Lawrence. Dang, Hannah, where you at? Hannah, where you at? Don, the messenger. Hannah, you've been on my list. Hi, Kelly Sue. Hi, Lovely. Hi, Clayton. Hi, Mary. Hi, Perry Blake. Yep. Not sure what that's about. All right, folks. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go check my DMs now to see who am I going to be booking a call with to discuss working together for the next 6 months to get clear on your arcs before and after. Remember the assignment I gave you? What is the bankable gold inside of that second arc? What that's actually in service to people? We're taking this all from your story, writing it all down, clarifying what is your message, how you can even articulate it succinctly when you're out and about talking to people who are asking or who you just simply want to talk to put in your captions, to put in your marketing, to put on your videos and everywhere, and getting very comfortable at a physiological level in owning all energies so that you don't fear your own self, your own voice, your own thoughts, or those of others who will be responding to you, good or bad, in the months to come. So go ahead and send me a DM if you'd like to have a conversation about working together for the next 6 months. Otherwise, if you know that that is not an option for you right now financially, Heal Your Witch Wound is your next best step. I want to congratulate Hannah. I see that she has signed up for Heal Your Witch Wound. And Hannah, if you have any questions, if for some reason it didn't get to your inbox because it should have, then send an email to the company at help@naimasingletary.com. Okay. You're welcome, Phoenix. You're welcome, Debbie. You're welcome, Perseverance. You're welcome, Jenny. All right. Y'all take good care of yourselves. Bye bye. Y'all take good care.